Hey, JD here from the Institute of WOW on Saturday morning in Australia at least. I'm not sure where you might be when you're watching this. Just wanted to touch on something which came up yesterday, last 24 hours, and that is how to find hot leads and how to find them quickly. I'll tell you what I've done overnight with Facebook advertising. There's a big conference at the moment over this weekend in the United States, and the guy that's running the conference has about 35,000 business owners at this conference. And so I thought, you know what? My business, the instituteofwow.com, is all about showing business owners how to attract new clients. And so I thought to myself, you know what? He's got 35,000 people overseas in the United States coming to this event. Why wouldn't I perhaps just test running some Facebook ads to those people? And so that's what we did. We pinpointed our Facebook ads in that particular city in America where 35,000 people were coming to see this particular business guru. And we threw our ads up and said, look, if you like this guy, you're probably going to like this guy, meaning me. Okay? And guess what? We got smashed overnight to our webinar. We sent the traffic to our webinar, which is wowmysales.com. If you wanted to have a look at how to attract new clients to your business, completely free. I'm not selling anything on the webinar, so you can just grab the information and run with it. It's called wowmysales.com. And what we did, we put the ads out and basically had a long form copy above a picture of my ugly head. And it said that if you're at this particular event in the United States and you're interested in growing your business, then congratulations, you're obviously there with 30-odd thousand other people. But if you like the guy that's actually putting this conference on, then you might like JD, that's me, okay? You might like this guy. And so therefore click the button and you can go through and watch a free webinar on how to attract new clients. And we got smashed overnight in our webinar, okay? So if you wanted to look at that yourself, you don't have to be in America. You can be just simply anywhere in the world. Just go into wowmysales.com and you'll see that we have a webinar there where I demonstrate to you with lots of case studies how you can attract clients online and offline, particularly online these days, and particularly with social media. And it brought me to this point, is that I was talking to one of my clients early this morning, Saturday morning. I know that we should be having a coffee, but he needed some help. And he said to me, okay, so what you did is that you zeroed geographically your Facebook ads in the United States for an event that was, you know, having 30,000 business owners. I said, yeah. And what we also did is we actually targeted people who had put in their Facebook profile that they liked this particular speaker, this particular coach. So therefore, we were not only geographically pinpointing exactly where these people were so that the ads would go out in that geographic region, around 5 or 10 miles around that, but also what we were doing is targeting his fans, his followers. And we invited them to just simply go to my free webinar at wowmysales.com, and we've been smashed overnight because at the end of that particular webinar, my online webinar, if anyone's interested in having a talk with us, we just simply say to them, if you like what you've just seen, and let me show you what the webinar page looks like. Let me just show you. That's it there. Okay, so it's the welcome to the Client Attraction Marketing Formula webinar. You got my ugly mug there, and at the end of that particular webinar, if you're interested in, you know, finding out how you can tap into this particular system, then we just tell you to book a call. Nice and simple. And by the way, if you're running webinars or podcasts and you're not really into that whole, you know, seminar run to the back of the room rubbish, which I'm not into, you might like to pinch this idea where basically if someone's watched your webinar, they're interested in it, just get them to actually, you know, book a call with you. It's really, it's not threatening. It's not the crap seminar stuff. I hate that whole thing where run to the back of the room and we'll give you some steak knives. Look, the thing is, it's all about fishing where the fish swim. Simple as that. That's why expos should be something that we all think about. We all should be thinking about going and exhibiting at an expo. Why? Because there's target audience there. I happen to be speaking in about 2 or 3 weeks' time at a dentist's convention here on the Gold Coast. I was invited by the organisers to speak at this convention, and they said, would that be all right? How much would you charge? I said, nothing. They said, what? I said, as long as you're able to let me just invite the 150 rich dentists at the convention to actually call me if they needed some marketing help, then I'll do it for free. And they said, wow, we heard that you charged, you know, between $5,000 and $10,000 when you did a convention some time ago. And I said, yes, that was for another industry, and they weren't willing to let me just, at the end of it, mentioned that if anyone wanted to use my services, they could go to the instituteofwow.com. And so therefore I charged a fee, because obviously I've got to jump in a plane and I've got to go and do the presentation. And they said, we don't care, as long as it's not a heavy pitch telling all the dentists to run to the back of the room. And they knew me anyway, they knew that wouldn't be the case. I'm not a complete moron. And I said, no, all it would be is that I'll give fantastic content for 90 minutes, and then at about the 85th minute, I'll just say, look, if anyone's, anyone in the room like this direct response wow factor stuff, and hopefully quite a few people would put their hand up, and I'd say, good, if you're interested in having a chat to me, how I can help put a marketing plan together for your dentistry business, and it can be done in 10 days, then just see me at the back of the room, or just go to this, or send an email to this address. And they said yes, so therefore I speak at their convention for free. Why wouldn't I? Talk about fishing where the fish swim. Dentists normally have a reasonable business, okay? They're not a paper run. So therefore, I've got 150 prospects in front of the room, in front of me in the room, and I'm able to show off for about 90 minutes. And then at the end of it ask, would anyone be interested in talking more to me? I think I might get smashed there as well. So it's all about showcasing your skills or your products in front of a warm audience. And whilst I'm on that subject, talking about warm audience and talking about my Facebook campaign overnight, by the way, the end result of that Facebook campaign over this weekend that I've got in America, more than likely will be a few dozen phone calls that will be booked in for Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday maybe next week. So that's the end result of it. By the way, if you're interested in a new book that I've got coming out, you're going to see it backwards here at the moment. This happens to be the artwork, okay, so it's not the book, it's the artwork. I've got a book coming out in about 2 weeks' time called the Avalanche Leads Formula. And if it's something that you might be interested in grabbing a copy of, I'm sorry it's backwards, I understand that, okay. What I'll do, I'll tell you what I'll do. This will be clever. I wonder if it will be. There you go. How's that? How's that? Gosh, I'm surprising myself. So therefore, that's what it looks like. And if you're interested in getting a copy of that book, just type in below, JD, I want the book. See if you can put a couple of exclamation marks after that too, if you don't mind, because I need to sort of feel that you might be half excited. Just do the whole, JD, I need the book. I need the book. I want the book, for God's sake, JD. Give me the book, okay? So therefore, if you want that, then just simply type in the comments below, give me the book, or I want the book. And the other thing I wanted to mention, warm leads, the best way, of course, of getting warm leads is to make sure that you give people sufficient information to make them warm. There's no way that if someone came up to you and had a baseball bat and hit you over the head and said, do you want to buy this car, or do you want to buy this shirt, or do you want to buy this washing machine, that you would say yes. Generally speaking, you've got to be convinced. And I've been doing this Facebook Live thing for a little while now, only for a couple of weeks, by the way, and I am flabbergasted, absolutely blown away with the power of this thing. It is free, it doesn't cost you a cent. And what we do is that we pump out lots of content like this on Facebook Live on a daily basis. I'm trying to get up to 3 or 4 posts a day, and then if I can get to 6 or 7 a day, then I will. We've got a new little show coming out from next week onwards called Don't Be a Dickhead, or rather Don't Be a Marketing Dickhead, where I show stupid marketing campaigns and demonstrate to you why you should never do it, and then I show you how it should have been done. So that's going to be a little bit cheeky. But what we do is that we find the ones that are engaging, and the ones that people most engage with. In other words, they stay on and watch it for as long as you're watching it now. You're crazy, it's Saturday, for God's sake, get out shopping. So they watch it, and if we get, for example, someone watching something for at least 20 or 30%, we'll then remarket to them, and basically we'll actually take the most successful Facebook Lives that we're doing for free, this is absolutely for free, and then we'll turn them into ads. Now, if you're in the advisory business, but it doesn't have to be just the advisory business, it could easily be widgets, you have to think about this Facebook Live thing. And if you're interested in knowing how to actually put Facebook Lives together so that you sell stuff, you're not going to see me, walking on the dog and talking to you about how wonderful life is and it's a beautiful blue sky today. It's not going to happen. I'm doing this because I want to put food on the table. And so therefore you should think about doing that if you are a business owner and you want to turn your Facebook Lives into making money. Then type below, yes, JD, I want the formula. We have a formula called the engagement code. And the engagement code is pretty much what you're watching here now. I will only have a handful of viewers live. That's the way it is until I became Barack Obama. I'm afraid that's the way it is. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about if you've got 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 or 12 at the time. It's the views after that that really count. And so therefore my Facebook Lives will probably grow. This one may grow into 80, 100, 150 in the next 24 hours. Then it might grow into 250 and 300. And there will be people who are in that 100, 200, 300 that will pop out and go, JD, we want more of this. How do we find you? And by the way, if you do want to find me, then just go to the instituteofwow.com. But I would suggest in the meantime, if you like what you're seeing, go and have a look at the free webinar. The free webinar is at wowmysales.com. Okay, there's no AU because we are a massive conglomerate. Okay, it's just .com. Okay, so it's wow. I'm sorry for being silly. I annoy myself, so get over it. Wowmysales.com. So go to wowmysales.com and then you'll see a whole bunch more of this sort of stuff. And if you are interested in, let me just throw this back up again, a really blatant plug. If you're interested in this new book of mine that's coming out in 2 weeks' time and you would like to get a copy of that, then just type in below, JD, I want the book. Probably please. I think please might be a nice way to put that. Okay, so there's the book. Right, guys, I'm out of here because I think we're off to have a coffee. And again, if you are going to be looking for warm leads, go where the fish are swimming. Google AdWords, of course, are where warm leads really do come from. There's no question about that. Facebook can be warm leads if you do what you're seeing happening here, where you warm people up, you invite them to actually grab some of your content and digest that. They see how valuable it is, and then guess what? There's a good chance that a percentage of those will want more. There's a whole lot of freebie people out there that just want to grab free stuff, and that's fine. There's no problems at all. But there will be some people who will feel engaged with what you're doing, maybe what I'm doing right now, and they'll go, you know what, I want more. I need a marketing plan, JD. I've got a business which is flatlined, it's not going anywhere. I need a marketing plan. And if you need a marketing plan, then of course you might like to go and have a look at some samples at my website, which is the instituteofwow.com. And if you want to know how to create avalanche leads, which is, you're seeing it backwards, but if you want to see how to get avalanche leads, go and watch the webinar. Okay, it's free and it's at wowmysales.com. Over and out, guys. And by the way, if you think this was valuable and you'd like to share it with anyone that you have in your list of friends or colleagues, then please do that. And you know what, before I go, I'm just feeling a bit down. Is there any chance that I want to see on that screen, I see these other people do it at Facebook Live, and I always say, well, what dickheads, but I'm going to turn into one. Could you just press a couple of hearts or something so I can see them go up on the screen, or likes? Just go, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until somebody, and it could be you, Greg Mackay, I can see you on, until someone presses the like button or some love hearts or something like that. For God's sake, press something on that emoji button so at least I know that, well, even if you're caring and your sincerity is fake, just do something that, oh, look, there's one, thank you, Greg. The lone, what is it, Greg? I don't know what that emoji is. He's got a smile on his face, but isn't it tragic when someone like me gets excited about one? Oh, right, okay. Okay, well, thank you very much, Greg. Yeah, that actually having that many hearts coming from you is a bit scary. I probably shouldn't have even invited you to do that. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Over and out.